Hey everybody, it's Teresa. Welcome to my channel. I'm going to make a bracelet today. Well, actually I'm going to make two bracelets today, but they're just simple little right angle weave bracelets. The only difference in them is going to be what I use to embellish them with. I'm going to be using some of the beads that came in the most recent Adornable Elements Rotating Beads of the Month Club that I get. I'll put a link in the corner of this video and in the description box below to the unboxing video I did for this subscription in case you want to go back and watch it, where I go into a little bit more detail about all the different beads that came in the box and how the subscription works and all. I have a coupon code. It's Teresa10, and I'll put it on the screen here and in the description box below, along with a link to the page to sign up for the subscription if you're interested. The coupon will save you 10% off the first month of whatever club or clubs you decide to sign up for, but you can only use it one time. They have 6 different clubs to choose from, and then they have the Rotating Beads of the Month Club, which is the one I get, and in that club they rotate you through all 6 clubs 1 month at a time. If you use my code and you sign up for the Rotating Beads of the Month Club, they'll put you on the same rotation that I'm on, which means you'll get the same collection of beads that I do every month. I'm going to be using these 4mm fire polish beads that I had in my stash. I didn't have them labeled, so I don't know what the exact color is. They're white, obviously, but I don't know what the exact color is on them. I'm going to be using these metallic cranberry teacup beads that came in the Adornable Elements box this month. I don't know if I mentioned I got the hot and trendy beads this month. I'm going to be using the alabaster metallic black button beads that came in the box. I'm going to be using my Miyuki size 11.0 galvanized silver seed beads. I've got some findings in here. I'm going to use a lobster clasp, but I usually use toggle clasps on bracelets, but I'm pretty sure this is not going to come out as long as a standard sized bracelet, and so I'm going to put a lobster clasp on it with an extender chain. And then I've got a little ball head pin and one of the fire polish beads I'm going to hang off the extender chain as a dangle. I've got a couple of wire guards in there and a couple of 6mm jump rings. And I've got a couple of 8/0s that I'm going to use at the clasp area in the same galvanized silver Miyuki 8/0s. I've got a size 11 beading needle. I'm going to be using my 8-pound crystal fire line this time. I only get it in the 125-yard spool because I don't use nearly as much of it as I do the smoke color, but I'm going to be using it today since these fire polish beads are white. And then in the other bracelet, I'm going to be using these fire polish beads that are crystal AB, and they're kind of transparent, so I didn't want to use the smoke for that, so I'm just going to use this 8-pound crystal fire line. As far as tools, I'll just be using my chain nose pliers to flatten the thread to get it through the needle, the eye of the needle, and my chain nose pliers and my bent chain nose pliers to put my findings on at the end, and my scissors to cut my fire line with. I think that's everything. I'll put links to everything I can find links for in the description box below. So hold on, I'll get some of my beads poured out and I'll be back. Okay, I've got some of my beads poured out here, and I've got my needle threaded, and I've got a stop bead on it. I'm just leaving enough of a tail to hold on to because I'm going to put my wire guarding on right away, and I'm going to sew around this first unit so many times that my thread I won't even need to sew it in. It's not going to come out. And I forgot to mention my thread burner. I'll be using it. I use it almost all the time, and I'm always forgetting to even mention it. So I'm going to, let's see, let me zoom in here a little bit. So I'm going to pick up one of my teacup beads from the outside. That's what I'll call it, I guess. And then I'm going to be picking up a 4mm bead and an 11/0 and another 4mm bead. And I'm going to pick up a teacup bead from the inside. So I'm just picking them up so that they'll cut my 4mm beads there. And I'm going to pick up another 11/0. Teacup bead from the outside, a 4mm bead, an 11/0, a 4mm bead, a teacup bead from the inside. These teacup beads have tiny little holes, and another 11/0. Bring them all down here to the to my stop bead. So that's what I've got. Now I'm going to go through all these beads again. That's what my units are going to look like there. I'm going to go around all these beads again. Like I said, sometimes you have to wiggle your needle through there because those teacup beads have tiny little holes. And they're so close to the fire polish beads that they're cupping. And I'll sew around here until I get back around to my stop bead. And I'm going to come out this 11-0 here where my stop bead is. And like I said, there's that thread that, I swear there's a thread that hides and then it attacks me every time I'm doing these videos. I guess I better sew around these again. It's still loose. I'm just going to sew back around all these beads again until I get back around to the stop bead. And then that's where I'm going to put my wire guardian on. Move my stop bead out of the way here. So up here till I'm coming out that 11-0 there. And I've got one of my 8-0s in my wire guardian here. I'm going to pick up one 11-0, my 8-0, my wire guardian. Go up one channel of the wire guardian. I go down the other channel and back into the 8-0. Hold my finger over the wire guardian so that the thread will land in that little channel there. I'm going to pick up another 11-0. And I'm going to go in the 11-0 that I started in from the other side than I came out first time. Now I'm going to go up this 11-0 and the 8-0. Back around my wire guardian again. Down into the 8-0, down into the 11-0 on the other side. Hold my finger over the wire guardian so it'll land in the thread will land in the channel. Now I'm gonna see, where am I here? I think I came out the 11-0 too. I didn't know I did that, but I think I did. So I'm gonna go back into the 11-0 from the other side. Now I'm going to go back around this again. Back into the 11-0, back into the 8-0. Back up my wire guardian. Back around the wire guardian, back into the 8-0. Hold my finger over the wire guardian so the thread lands in the channel. Back down the other 11-0. Now I'm going to try to not get my stop bead in the way. I'm going to go back through these, the teacup bead and the fire polish bead to get away from my wire guardian here and my stop bead that's getting in my way. And now I'm going to cut this stop bead off. I'll take the stop bead off, then I'm going to cut the thread. Almost all the way down, not all the way, but almost all the way. These cutters are very dull. I'm going to have to get rid of them. I'm going to take my thread burner and burn down this little tail that I left here. That's just a little bit of extra security. If you make that blob and get it to melt there, it's just a little extra assurance that that it won't come out. It's not going to come out anyway, as many times as I went around this unit. But so now I'm going to come out my 11-0 between my fire polish beads. Pick up one of my button beads. I'm coming out this side of this 11-0. I'm going to go in the opposite side of this 11-0. Just the 11-0. Pull that through. Put my little button bead around there so he sits in there the way I want him to. I'm going to go back through the button bead. Hold my finger on it so it stays down in there. Now I'm going to go in the other side of this 11-0 from the first way I come out of it. And I'm going to go back into the fire polish bead and the teacup bead. So that puts my little button bead in the middle there as my embellishment. Now this, I guess this is not going to be double-sided, I don't guess. I guess if you like that side better with the little point down there, you can wear it that way, but this is what I would consider to be the top. So now I'm going to go into this 11-0. And I'm going to make my next unit. So I'm going to pick up a teacup bead from the outside, fire polish bead, 11-0, another fire polish bead, a teacup button from the inside, usually have to use both hands to get these teacup beads on here. They have such tiny little holes. Now I'll pick up another 11-0, a teacup bead from the outside, 4mm, 11-0, 4mm, teacup bead from the inside, that's what I've got now. So I'm coming out the top of this 11-0. I'm going to go on the bottom of it. And it's going to make my next little unit there. Now I'm going to sew around all these beads again. Go back into this 11-0 that I connected to. And I'm going to sew till I'm coming out this 11/0 between my two fire polish beads here. I'm going to pick up one of my button beads, and it doesn't seem to matter which way you pick these up. Now I'm coming out this side of this 11/0. I'm going to go on the opposite side of this 11/0. You just need to make sure when you pull it down here that it lands the same way as that first unit. Now I'm going to go back through the button bead. Back through the other side of this 11/0. Back through my fire polish bead. And back through the button bead. That makes my next unit. I'm going to come out this 11/0. And that's what I'm going to do all the way through for the bracelet. My wire guard here just seems crooked. So that's what I'm going to do for the whole bracelet. I'm just going to keep making these units until I use up all my fire polish beads. And then when I come back, well, I'm going to put the other end of the wire guard on just like I did this one. And then we'll put the findings on and we'll be done. So I'll be back. Okay, I've got my first bracelet done here. And as you can see, I switched out my clasp. I completely misjudged how long this was going to come out. It came out plenty long enough. It's actually longer than what I usually make bracelets. So I switched to a toggle clasp instead of the lobster clasp I was going to use. And this came out to be a little bit over 8 inches. No, right at 8 inches. So I think this next one I'll make maybe 1 unit smaller. I'll leave 1 unit off. So for this next one, I'm using these 4mm fire polish crystal AB beads that I have. And for the embellishment, I'm going to use these 2mm fire polish saturated metallic cranberry beads in place of where I use the button beads on that other bracelet, because they're just they just match so perfectly with these teacup beads here. So I've already made this first unit. I made it just like I did the other one. And I've already put my wire guard on just like I did the first one. And the only thing I'm going to do different is I'm going to pick up an 11/0, one of these 2mm beads, and an 11/0. And I'm coming out the right side of this 11/0. I'm going to go in the opposite side of this 11/0. And put that little fire polish bead in there as my embellishment. Now I'm going to go back down the 11/0, the 2mm, and the 11/0. I'm going to go back in the opposite side of this 11/0 that I started in, and on through the fire polish and the teacup bead. I'm going to go into this 11/0. And now I'm just going to keep making my units with this embellishment instead of that button bead embellishment in the other bracelet. So when I get this one done, I'll be back and we'll look at them both. Okay, here's my bracelets all done. Here's the one with the button beads as the embellishment, and here's the one with the little fire polish beads as the embellishment. This one came out to be 8 inches, and this one is just a little bit over 7 inches because I did one less unit on it. So let me put this together so you can see how it looks put together. I think I twisted it. No, there it is. Okay. So there's that one with the little button beads. And then here's the one with the tiny little fire polish beads in the center. I just had to make one with them because I had those fire polish beads that just exactly match those teacup beads. So, and these are, they're really easy to make and they work up pretty quickly. So, like I said, if you decide to, if you're not subscribed to any of the Adornable Elements Beads of the Month Club subscriptions and you decide you want to, that coupon code will save you 10%. And if you use my code and sign up for the Rotating Beads of the Month Club, they'll put you on the same rotation that I'm on. So you'll get the same collection of beads that I do every month. I hope you all have enjoyed this video. As always, thank you so much for joining me today. I really appreciate those of you who have subscribed to my channel and watched my videos and liked and commented on my videos. I have a website where I sell my jewelry. It's Teresa's Handmade Jewelry, and I'll put a link to it in the description box below in case you're interested, along with a link to my Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, and my email. If you haven't, I'd really love it if you'd subscribe and hit the notification bell so you're notified when I upload a new video. So until next time, I hope y'all have a great day. Take care.